Hello. Can you guys hear me? Give me a quick thumbs up if you can hear me, all right? I'm hoping I am being heard. I'm using a high-tech microphone. I don't hear it. Oh, cool. All right. My son's on. You can hear me okay, Jack? Cool. All right. We're a little early, and that's just because I was getting the technical aspects all ironed out. You know what I mean? So, all right, cool. Try to get the lighting nice. Wow. Roger E. Head Burn. I can't believe it. You're actually here. We interact live. My single most devoted fan. I think you pretty much watch every video I ever put out and you comment nicely on every single one. So I am forever your fan. Okay. And we're going to just start in a couple minutes here. This is pretty much going to be free flowing. If you have any questions, I welcome them, and we'll just kind of go from there. Otherwise, I've always got topics that are top of mind, as you can imagine. Um, Various things that annoy the crap out of me, or various things that um, I just find interesting. So there'll never be a shortage of topics, as you all could probably imagine. If you think about it, for those that saw my video 2 or 3 videos ago, where I rode my eagle for 3 hours and 20 minutes, 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I talked the whole time. That just tells you that I don't need much. You know what I mean? I could talk endlessly about anything. So give me a tree, I'll talk to the tree. You know what I mean? Give me a fire hydrant, I'll probably urinate, then I'll talk to the fire hydrant. Okay. So I'm seeing I already got a freaking thumbs up. Like, how cool is that? Haven't even said anything, you know? Wouldn't that be wild if like somebody appeared right here and they like started to like dance around naked or something? Wouldn't that be wild? Right there, you know? Or if it was like I don't know, a cheetah and he was trying to jump up and grab on the wall thing. Okay. So hopefully you guys have some questions. I'm expecting big things, big questions, complicated questions, questions that have been burning in your head for years. Um, I watch, hey man, hey Night Clover, hey Epic Tones, hey my son. I don't even know if he's staying there or not, but he's Cookie God. Um, so I was watching a lot of what do you call it? Downhill mountain biking because I find those people just fascinating and crazy as hell. And when I ride my Eagle in dirt and it's just like a little baby trail, I try to compare it to what they go through. And my trails are baby trails, but to them, it's just they would probably fly through it like nothing, and I go through it so slowly because I'm like scared. But anyway, some of those guys have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but they've been around for 10 years. One of these guys has 350,000 subscribers, but I looked and he's been around for 10 years and he has thousands of videos. So I'm still kind of young if you think about it. What's my favorite e-bike I've ever ridden? I bet Roger can answer that one, but I'll answer it for you. Um, it's so I've ridden 60 electric bikes, and by far, um, wait, my internet's not good right now. Oh, his internet's not good. You guys hear me okay? Everything's all right? Sounds good, looks good. I'm coming through loud and clear. All's good. Yippity yappity yippity yappity. Cool beans, cool beans. Hopefully somebody. Oh, his. Okay. Yeah, you scared me there a little bit. Okay. So yeah, my favorite bike by far. You're exactly right, Roger. It's the Cab Eagle. Um, and I get a lot of people that say, it's a hub motor, it's 7,000 watts, it can't be that great. Um, the quality of that bike. Oh, hey Rory, how you doing, man? The quality of that bike is light years out of anything I've ever ridden. Just the quality of every component, it's so dialed in. It's just light years. I can't explain it. And the craziest thing to me of all is that bike is the fastest bike I've ever ridden. And I've blown away even modded Surons. I've blown away an Onyx. God knows what else. But there's still a faster bike out there by Cab Motorworks called the Recon, and it's twice as fast. So I just don't get it. I don't understand why they sell those. But anyway, so I'm gonna just start out tonight. Well, first of all, thanks everybody for coming. I'm gonna start out tonight by just talking a little bit about comments. Like I shouldn't be worried about it, and I'm not. It's more just kind of a joke, but I love people that have negative comments. Like there's somebody who's been commenting of late. I'm not going to point him out, but he's just like a naysayer. So it's like, A, why are you here? It's like watching a channel on TV that you don't like. Move on. You know what I mean? There's hundreds of channels. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands or millions of YouTube channels. Like, why would you, out of 10 comments, 9 of them be negative? Why would you stay? I don't understand. So anyway, to that person, he knows exactly who he is. Today, I said, like, does somebody shit on your pancakes every morning? Because you're just very disgruntled, you know? And I just left it at that. I was going to say something else, but I left it at that. But it's like, you know what? Just move on. Um, uh, yeah, the guys from Cab Motorworks. So um, Chris is the owner of Cab Motorworks. He used to work for Lockheed Martin. He's a very smart guy. And yeah, laugh out loud trolls, exactly. And he knows so much about e-bikes. He delivered my e-bike, my Eagle, and we started talking, and I was like, "Oh my God, can I get this on video?" Or and he's like, "Yeah, I'm in a rush, and I'm just always busy." And I said, "It'll be amazing to have you on my channel just to talk about controllers, tuning controllers, batteries, heat disposition. What do you call it? Heat. Where you're getting the heat to go away from the motor, whatever the hell that's called." Um, it'd just be great to talk about all that kind of stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I'd love to too, but I'm busy." So never happened. I'd love it too. I think it'd be great. I'd love to get some people to join. I don't know if that would be via phone or what. I'd love to have them live, but in person. But I don't know how that works. You know. So anyway, people that comment negatively on channels, I just don't understand. It's like, I mean, is it your one chance to say something negative that you think is funny, but the other person can't really reply in real time? It's kind of like you walk up to uh, a bully when you're in high school and you just go like this and run away. I mean, is that what that is? You know what I mean? I don't know. So I just think it's kind of funny and comical. So anyway, dissipation. Exactly. I was trying to say it. I was so freaking close, you know? So hopefully you guys saw the new Rip Racer by Juiced Bikes. That bike is so much freaking fun. The weirdest thing is, the last night at like 4 o'clock my time, Pacific time, on their website, um, I was doing my thumbnail and I was going to put the price on the thumbnail, and it said 13.99. Put the thumbnail up. I hadn't made the video live yet, and then I checked a couple hours later, just one more time, and it said 15.99. In a matter of 2 hours, they jumped $200. So I just took it off the price because who knows if it goes up again. But that happened to me when I did the Razor Rambler. It was like 4.99, then it went to 7.99, something like that. It happened to me when I had the Rad Power Bikes, Rad Runner, Rad Rover, Rad Mission, and Rad Wagon. They all went up like $200 in one night. So it's just crazy. I don't know if it's that just people have so much, people are buying so many of them, and there's such demand, but that's just crazy to me that they just jump the prices by $200 in one night, like no warning. Wouldn't you be like, okay, in the next 2 weeks we're gonna raise the price, so everybody buy it now? You know what I mean? It's like, really, what if you bought it? It's like buying an airplane ticket one day for $200, and the person next to you when you get on the plane bought it for $700 the next day. It's like, that's not okay, you know. I hate that kind of stuff. So anyway, um, any questions out there? Uh, you live in BFE, Bum F East, Bum frickin' East. So yeah, it's crazy. My wife and I ride our road bikes a lot. We're actually going to go on a big ride on Sunday in this trail. It's a bike path, and it goes like 30 miles round trip. and we've been riding it for like 5 years. And we used to, you see like 40, 50 bikes, and we've never seen the electric bikes until like the last year. And now it's almost hard to not to see anything but an electric bike. You know what I mean? Okay, so somebody's asking me about the light electric. So is that the one that has the mid drive, or is that the one that has? Let me see. Uh, Hold on. Was it electric bikes? I try to do this stuff in real time, people. Um, do you want to review the new light by light? You know what's funny? People ask me if I want to review something. I'll review anything, but I need the bike. You know what I mean? So it's like, sure, if I got my hands on one. So if you have one you want to send me, that'd be great. Night Clover, I appreciate you joining, but like, I mean, I'll review anything, but I just need to get it. So the light, that's $799, and let's see, it's obviously going to have very low end components. It's lighter. It's 46 pounds. It's got 160 millimeter, 300-watt rear hub motor. I mean, that's just like for a bike, almost 50 pounds. That's just not enough. You know what I mean, people? It's like, come on. Um, you and you're going for a ride. I didn't know she rides as well. Yeah, my wife and I both have, just some a little above entry level um, road bikes. 21 speeds, and by Specialized, and we ride a lot. And yeah, we're gonna go on a ride in Ventura to Ojai. It's about 27 miles round trip. We used to go twice a week, but we've been busy. She took on like a second job just for fun, and so she's busy most nights. But yeah, we try to go at least once a week, and yeah, that's how we get some exercise. Otherwise, my fat ass is on an electric bike all the time. So yeah, small for beginners. Oh, hey, is that Martin? Yeah, big par five. How you doing, buddy? Martin's a gentleman I met on the last LA Eastgate ride, and he has electric, but I think he has the what do you have, Martin? You have the XP maybe? Yeah, I think he has the XP, and he and hey Jamie, he and another guy Antoine, both put it has comes with a 750 watt on the back. They put 1,000 watt on the front, and extra battery. It's just the thing hauls and it goes for a long time. So yeah, electric XP 2.0 exactly. So anyway, yeah, my wife rides, I ride, and it's good to have you all aboard. Thanks for joining. So yeah, the electric, it's cheap, it's light, it's foldable. Um, yeah, it looks fine. It looks good. Um, it's I mean, for $800, you're not going to get a bike that's much better than that. But um, the only thing I would say is like the Swagtron EB7 Plus, which I think is like $800 right now if they have them available. Is a 350 watt as well. It's a hell of a lot lighter. It's a hell of a lot cooler looking. And it's actually got rear suspension. So that's just like. But yeah, I mean it's the price is right at $800. I mean, you can't really go wrong. So yeah. Um would I add a 7 gear to the Rip Racer? So I went for a ride the other day, 2 days ago, and I went like 21 miles on the Rip Racer. And this is before I did the racing mode unlock, which I just did, and it gave it even more power, which is crazy. I'm going to do a before and after. Um, and I was going up some really freaking steep hills, and I thought I couldn't do it. I went up like an 8 or 10% grade at 16 miles an hour on the Rip Racer. Now, if you look at a scale of like 1 to 12 gears, right? Like a 12, let's say you have a 12 speed, like as a kid, or 10 speed, whatever. Let's say you have a 12 speed. The gear it has is kind of a higher end gear, so it's like 7 or 8. So it's hard to like get going from a dead stop with pedaling, but if you hit throttle, you're good. But yeah, I mean, I got up like just about any hill with it. I got up some Mongo hills. So yeah, I don't think you freaking need it. I really don't. And you can pedal 28 miles an hour and still pedal because the gear's that high. And just use throttle, especially in race mode. The throttle has a lot more torque now. So I don't think you need it does look like a nice bike. I don't think you need it. Why Murph e-bikes only have a single gear with a mid drive? Yeah, mid drives are so powerful. I mean, I don't know. I don't even like the pedal mid drives. They're just too powerful. Like, what the hell you need a pedal for? So, what else? So, here's something that I talked about on my last live stream. So I started doing the audio for my 60 e-bikes that I've ridden, and I'm doing like a 1 minute review of each one. So it's kind of like actually I took 50 of the 60 because some of them are kind of repeats, right? I've ridden 5 Surons different ways. Anyway, I took 50 of the 60 e-bikes and I kind of put them down on a list, and I'm going through them one by one, and I'm spending a minute reviewing each one. There's only so much I can say in a minute, but I'm assuming that's something you guys would be interested in. 50 e-bikes in 50 minutes. It's kind of like the guy that does like 20 impressions in 20 minutes or 20 seconds, whatever. It's kind of like that kind of thing. But I think, the fact that I'm actually touching on at least 50 different e-bikes, it's pretty cool. So, and the weird thing is I have this weird memory where I can remember exactly the experience of each e-bike and almost kind of the stats, which is just nuts. Anyway, they're huge. They are huge around here. These parts, Sam, get damn point. Um, the Rip Racer's huge. Is that what you're saying, Jamie? Or um, yeah, okay. So, mid drive is better than hub drive. Absolutely. I mean, mid drive has infinitesimally more power. I would say a 500-watt mid drive is as powerful, if not more powerful, than a 1,000-watt hub. I've had two 750-watt Bafang mid drives, and they just like blow, like even a 12 or 1,500-watt hub motor away in terms of torque, just blow it away. So mid drive is actually turning the the pedals, the actual sprocket, as opposed to just turning the rear wheel. So it's got a lot more power. That makes sense. So yeah, I mean, if you get a mid drive, God bless you. You like my hill climb videos with the mid drive? Yeah, a lot of them are with the Luna folding bike, which I got rid of. I know Rory, you're probably going to say something about that. But yeah, I had to get rid of it. I just have too many bikes. So I have a recumbent 1,000-watt mid drive I use now after my stroke. Yeah, good for you, man. Still going backwards. Those yeah, that was a sick bike. The recumbents are pretty cool. You guys ever looked at like Utah trikes? Those are 3 wheels, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. Those are really cool. I'd love that. And those are recumbent, but I like the idea of 3 wheels because then you can just kind of, just coast and not have to worry about balancing and stuff. But yeah, recumbent, God bless you. I mean, that's, puts you in a better position than having to like sit upright. I think it's safer, except for you need a big flag in the back. But, so I don't have, that's where you got yours. Okay, cool. So currently I don't have my eye on any kind of e-bikes, but I did get contacted. Um, so there's a BBSD meter. Yeah, pretty cool. BBS HD. I have a BBS 02 and it's powerful as hell. BBS HD is like 1,000-watt, which is nuts. Anyway, so for those that know or don't know, the there's a website or a YouTube channel and a website called Bicycle Guider, and they do reviews, e-bike reviews for manufacturers, and I'm the one that does all the reviews. I've done like I think 10. Anyway, the person that runs that contacts me every once in a while and says, "Hey, I got a new bike that XYZ manufacturer wants you to review," and then I get to keep it. That's how I get half the bikes I get. Anyway, he just contacted me the other night and said that REI, that outdoor camping equipment, outdoor activities company, they're coming out with a new line of e-bikes, and they want me to review them soon. I don't have a date yet, but how freaking cool is that? I love when there's like new stuff on the market coming out. So anyway, that sounds exciting to me. I'm pretty excited. So, are you still with me, Roger, or did you take off? Because now's your time, man. Um, yeah, I wonder who makes them too. I mean, nobody makes e-bikes. It's always a company in China, right? So when you say you make an e-bike, for the most part, you're buying parts from China and then you're assembling it. But yeah, REI is probably doing the same thing. Maybe they assemble them. I don't know. Um, Good to see you're streaming again. Hey, Timothy, you love my content. Thank you so much. Um, do so you guys I've asked this in the past. I'll ask it again. In Of late, I've done some group rides and some buddy rides. I went with Chris Shaver Films. Check him out. I went with Adam the other day he has Air Fox Media. That's his channel. Check him out. and then I went on a LA skate ride. It's just because it's more fun to ride with people. But anyway, do you guys like those rides, or do you just like when I go by myself and I just ramble incessantly about nothing? You know what I mean? So give me your thoughts on that. I'll keep talking, but you can just chime in on that. So, because I'm happy to just ride by myself and just ramble, but I feel like it's always more fun to have like me to get somebody in front of me as well that you can see them riding and then me talking to them and stuff. The Cab Eagle is $7,000 brand new. But if you tell if you have to call, you can't buy it over the internet. So when you call, if you say the freaking shredder sent me, it's you get $300 off. Yeah, you're still here, but at work on patrol soon. But I will hold up outside and reconnect so I can see the radical life. Okay. Um, makes me think, are you a cop then? That's interesting. You do like those rides. Wait, which ones, Rory? The ones where I ride with people or by myself? You like the group and Brady rides for sure. Seems like you give more stuff to discuss and helps keep things moving along. I agree. Like all my videos. Thank you. So, um, I could never join those group rides. Too many reckless riders. I enjoy the solo ones. Yeah. Oh, with peeps. Okay. So, yeah, those LA skate rides are really something. Um, there's a group, and I tell you, and if you're still with me, Martin, Big Par Five, he could attest to that. That they're nuts. There's too many goddamn people, too many people with just like weird things, like guys riding without helmets, guys riding these little mini bikes, guys riding little scooters, people going in the wrong lane in the middle of LA. It's just dangerous and scary. And it's also comical to me that I really love the guy who runs it, Sawyer, but he's the only guy with a skateboard now. So anyway, uh, I think tomorrow there's a group called Conejo Valley Trail Masters, I think, or Trail Riders on Facebook, and I'm actually going to be riding that ride instead of the LA skate ride. I think the LA skate rides are just a little too much right now for me, so I'm going to kind of put those aside for a little bit. Um, Conejo Valley Trail Masters, and they're doing like a dirt trail tomorrow, so I'm going to ride that with a group of people. Um, oh, you're a security guard at the Queen Victoria's house. That's cool, Roger. Rory, I know you like them all. Thank you. Um, yeah, Timothy, the guy with the chair guy. Are you talking about the guy that was 60 years old and rode that bike with the or that scooter with the seat back? Is that what you're talking about? Um, yeah, I loved it. So I like to bring different kinds of e-bikes to you all. Makes me happy. Oh, the lawn chair thing. Yeah, I've seen that before. Um, uh, you drive to San Diego to join the rides. Yeah. So um, I think um, it's fun to be able to bring you guys different bikes. That's why I love the whole um, bicycle guider angle situation setup, hook up. I love that he gives me bikes so I can share them with you. Um, occasionally, I'll just buy a bike. I actually bought the Rip Racer just because I saw it like 3 months ago and I just thought it was so amazing. Plus, when I sell the bikes, I have a couple bucks, cash put aside so I can buy some stuff. It's just kind of a never-ending cycle, which is pretty cool. Um, but I look at, three different types of rides or three different types of videos. Reviews, where I always do a standing review and a ride, and then group rides or buddy rides, and then solo rides. And try to make them topical, try to make them interesting. um, the mini razor, I had that, Martin, for okay. I'm gonna give you guys a little dirty secret, and don't get mad at me. Um, but a lot of times I'll get a bike on Amazon, and then after 30 days I return it, and I don't pay anything, and I used it for 30 days. I know that's crappy. I would never do that to a mom and pop shop, but I mean, really, Amazon, come on. They owe us all, right? I mean, come on. But anyway, so that one, the mini razor, I just got it from Amazon and sent it back. I think that's what you're talking about, Martin, the Razor Rambler. Um, and then I did the same thing actually with the Jetson Bolt. Uh, yeah, stick it to the man. The Jetson Bolt, the Jetson Bolt Pro, the Swagtron EB7 Plus, bunch of different bikes, And Amazon's cool like that. They don't ask any questions, and I don't screw it up. Um, Anyway, that's kind of that. Let's see what else. Good, I got a ride for free. Yeah, and I return it. I'm not a dick. I don't mess it up. I put it right back in the same box. But let's see what else. What else? I'm getting sick of the trails around here, so I'm excited about my ride tomorrow with Conejo Valley Trailmasters because we're going to be going to Agora Hills / Oak Park, and there's some cool trails out there. So I'm excited about that. Have I had any dealings with Grin in Canada? They seem to be in the biz for Grin. Is that an e-bike company? Grin Products. Oh, they just have a bunch of different like components and stuff. No, I never heard of them. Never heard of them. But there seems to be a big market for like customization these days. Um, a lot of the guys ride high. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything about that, but yeah, I don't get that either. Yeah, there seems to be a big market for customization. Almost nobody has the standard bike anymore. Everybody's got it customized to some degree, whether it's a new controller, a new battery, an extra motor, etc. Um, I'm gonna film tomorrow's ride. Yes, I film just about every time I go out and keep the footage. Sometimes I might use it for B-roll, but for the most part, I try to make every ride a video. You know, um, yeah, the whole Suron thing. The whole Suron thing is interesting because it's the most popular bike out there, but nobody has a stock one. I think Dylan Thompson has a stock one. I think, at least he used to. But so many people have um, either they take the 60-volt battery and they put in a 72. They take the Sabaton controller and they put in a BAC 4000 or 8000. They take the standard brakes and they put in Magura brakes. So it's like it's just nuts. Brilliant business model, yeah. I mean, it's kind of like getting an iPhone and they have all these, extra apps, right? You get that you have to pay for. You have the or the they make the iPhone slippery, so you have to buy a case, and there's billions of cases. The Suron, they make it just fast enough, but not really fast enough for a lot of people, and it's not the most comfortable. So sometimes you need better shocks, sometimes you need better brakes. So yeah, they just give it to you at a pretty good price, and then they jack up the price. They make you buy other shit for it. So yeah, I think it's a brilliant business model too. um, so yeah, this little impromptu um, live stream was just I don't know. I just thought I had some time and I'd just love to jump on. Last time I did like a 3-day warning, and I guess it didn't work. I don't know. People thought that was too much time. I don't know. So tonight I just did it with like 4 or 5 hours notice, and not a whole lot of people on, but enough. Um, so I've ridden 60 e-bikes. People, any questions for me? Um, People always ask me questions about bikes I've never heard of, but there's so many different bikes I have ridden. Do you guys know that the new Electrify Expo is coming up in a couple weeks? This time in LA area, it's in Long Beach. So I'll be going to that, and I'm hoping to ride a number of e-bikes, number of new bikes, and do little reviews. Unfortunately, they don't give you a big track to ride on, but I'm gonna try to get footage of various bikes. I would um, I would have people post their questions in the comments for the next one. If you have questions to look for before, that's interesting. That's interesting. Oh, you went to it too, Jamie? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Electrify Expo. Um, it was pretty small. Yeah, I mean, maybe because you've been to others, but it's just kind of cool when you have all these different e-bike manufacturers in one place, and you get to ride the bikes. But what's interesting though is you talk to the people there; they know nothing. There's this e-bike company. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called Samson E-Bikes. It's in a lot of different malls in California, anyway. And they have like 500-watt hub motor, and they charge a lot of money. And you go and you talk to the guy that's behind the counter, and you're like, "Hey, buddy, what kind of motors you got on there?" And he's like, 500 watt. I'm like, "What does it peak at?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun conversation." I'm like, "Who makes it?" He goes, "Samson." I'm like, "You guys don't make your own motors. It's probably like a Bafang or something." He goes, "Oh, maybe." So like half these people at these events and at at some of these stores don't know shit unless you're talking to the actual person. Um, Electric XP Premium. That does look interesting. Roger, you like the crash video? So, um, yeah, it's interesting. I've got a bunch of Suron crashes from TikTok. I'm going to put together another video. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do another crash video and then how I respond to it, etc. Have I test rode any mountain bike mid drive before? Yeah, there's one called, well, a couple. One I own called the V Volt Sirius. I actually did a review on that. Check that out. And then I also rode the Trek Rail 9, which is about a $9,000 very high end downhill mid drive. But they both have 250 watts, so not tremendously powerful. Um, the the whole Luna line, Luna Cycle lines, is pretty much mid drives, and they're mostly mountain bikes, so those would be cool. They're just not really big on letting you test drive stuff, you know. So range, what do you mean, Martin? Range of what? So Timothy, I have an issue with my Luna Apollo. The screen of it is reading very different, and the charger says the charging. So you know what's amazing? I was going to do a review of different manufacturers, and I started to do that, and it just became too much. But I really dug into Luna, and I did a bunch of polling on Reddit and Facebook, and as many people say as they have bad customer service, people say they have amazing customer service. So, Timothy, I would either drive my ass out there with my bike if you live nearby, or call them or email them and say, "Look, I'm having problems." Apparently, they're really really good. Their customer service. So, stealth e-bikes. You have to, yeah, yeah, stealth. But if you put a stealth, whatever it's called, the stealth bomber next to the Cab Eagle, the Cab Eagle's $3,000 more. Excuse me, the Cab Eagle's $3,000 less and a lot more powerful. Good talking to you, Jamie. Thanks for dropping by. Does Trek make an electric bike? Yeah, Trek makes a lot of electric bikes. Um, they make cruisers. They make like townies, if you will, like a city cruiser that's got like a scoop. They've got the high end mountain bikes, downhill bikes. They even make road bikes. Like a standard road bike with the handlebars that come down, the drop handlebars, like road bike, and those have motors. So yeah, Trek makes a lot. But yeah, they're very expensive for the most part. Trek's high end, but you're getting good stuff. Um, let's see. So yeah, let's look at the Luna XP Black. So it's 17.99. Yeah, same with Specialized. So a Luna bike with, okay, here's the thing. Really, range 100 miles. Let's look. Let's look for a second. The battery is a 48 volt 10 point, okay, two 48 volt 10.4 amp hour batteries. So it's got 48 volt, it's got 20 so it's basically has a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery. You know who else has a 48 volt 20 amp hour battery? Super 73. And you struggle to get 28 miles. Granted, this thing's a lot lighter, and even if you pedal, I guarantee you, and I'm going to get hate for this, but I don't care. You're not going to get more than 40, 45 miles in pedal assist one on the Luna XP. I mean, for them to say that you're going to get 100 miles is the biggest load of shit. I have a 72 volt, 42 amp hour, right? Twice the size, twice as many amp hours on my uh, Eagle, and I got 51 miles. So it's just bullshit. Total bullshit. Yeah, right. Your Apollo is 52 volt with 21 amp hour, and you get 30 tops. So it's just such ridiculous bullshit. You never get enough of my Cab Eagle. You sold me on it. Just got to save up for it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a great freaking bike. Um, you purchased a Cab Recon. Worst decision ever. Sorry to hear that, G Dub. Um, love to know why, but yeah, I don't. It's not like I'm getting paid by them. I just love my bike. So and I test drove a Recon. I think it's way too much money and way too expensive. I think if you got the Eagle, it's still the fastest bike out there. What the hell do you need a Recon for? So maybe you just spent too much money. Chris is a crook. Interesting. It's been really good to me. So has uh, the Corbin, who lives in California. Chris is on the East Coast, and Corbin like fixes my stuff without, you know, he's just really good to me with a second thought, So yeah, the XP by Luna by Electric. I mean, it's pretty cool that it's got two batteries. 500 watt mid drive. That's pretty cool. 800 peak. So I mean, that 500 watt, 800 peak mid drive is as powerful as a 1,000 watt hub. Trust me on that. The Chow Yang 4x20 tires, I've actually had those on my Super 73. They're good tires. Um, Pedal Assist 1, 100 miles, bullshit. Pedal Assist 5, 60 miles, bullshit. And I love this real world range test. No freaking way. Impossible. Impossible. Um, let's see. Have I seen the electric motion race? No, I don't even know what that is. What the hell's that? Uh, oh, okay. This looks like the Kuberg bikes. So you guys look at electricmotion-usa.com. They've got these high-end bikes that look like Kubergs. Check them out. Interesting. Also, check out Kuberg. Like they have the Freerider and some others. Really high-end bikes. They're basically towing the line really between motorcycles. They're basically electric motorcycles all day long, you know. But yeah, those aren't really even e-bikes. I get that my bike isn't either, the Eagle, but at least I have pedals and a bike seat, you know. Your Area Rider X Class with 18 miles gets about 22 miles of charge. Exactly. So I don't know what the fetch they're talking about. You know what I mean? A video I put about e-bike range and how the manufacturers lie got 3,000 views. So apparently it touched a nerve with some people, you know. Um, let's see. The electric motion. Yeah, so I haven't seen the electric motion race. Uh, have I seen the new aerial rider Kepler? That's interesting. I didn't even know they had one. I'm usually pretty up on new e-bikes, but I mean I love when people come up with new ones and I didn't even know about them. The Kepler. Um, I've never ridden an aerial rider ever. And oh, the Kepler, that's interesting. Yeah, the Kepler's like a mountain bike. It looks like a Rad Rover, or for those that don't know, it looks like a Rad Rover or a Himway Cruiser. 1,800 bucks. 1,000 watt motor, 1,800 peak. 15 amp hour battery or 52 volt 20 amp hour battery. Yeah, I mean, you look at the Rad Rover, the Himway Cruiser, um, that kind of bike. Um, there are tons of other ones. I mean, kind of like the Event and Event and Adventure. They're all kind of in the same realm, but the Event and Adventure just dwarfs any of them. It's just so much better quality. I rode one. I did an awesome review on it, and then I loaded that footage up to my external hard drive, and it died. So I don't have it. But yeah, e-motors from Sondor's coming out. Oh yeah, the so yeah, the Sondor's Metacycle, for example. Um, so I looked at the Sondor's Metacycle, and my buddy Tyler Rowan, T Rowan Tech Works, check him out. He's doing a bunch of reviews about it, saying that they're full of shit with their power and their range because he's done like some technical math wizardry. But anyway, I think an electric bike company that builds a motorcycle is scary. Check out my video on that. I did it a few videos ago. It's called something like e-motos, or something to be careful about. I think I'd rather buy an e-bike from a motorcycle company than a motorcycle from an e-bike company. I'll just leave it at that. Check out my video on that. Yeah, same thing with the Super 73. I think it's an e-bike. Yeah, look at the Super 73. What is it called? The XT. I don't know what the hell XC CX something. Super 73 motorcycle. There's just no way. I mean, I would ride it at 10 miles an hour. I wouldn't go past 30 on that thing. I mean, really? It's a freaking motorcycle made by an e-bike company who has motors that freaking break all the time, frames that crack, right? I mean, and they have bikes in 2022 that still have a 48-volt motor, 48-volt battery. They haven't come out with a mid drive. I mean, the company is so behind in terms of technology, and they're coming out with a motorcycle that goes 70 miles an hour. No way. Um, yeah, the whole so yeah, Timothy, the Super 73 with the whole um torque update. I don't know if you guys knew about that. I did a video on that a few back, like 5 or 6 back. They updated everybody's software over the web. And made everybody's bike faster with more torque. Problem is that they only kept it live for 5 hours, the update, and like 70% of the e-bikes, it ruined their controller and it didn't work. Only like 30% of the people out there have the actual torque update. So it's like, really? You can't even get that right? You're coming out with a motorcycle? No freaking way. They are just riding on past hype. Yeah, exactly. Sent with locking out cylinder motor Tektro brakes instead of Magura's. I would love to chat with you privately. So yeah, G-Dub, uh, hit me up on Instagram, the frickin' shredder. It's got like the underscore frickin' underscore shredder. Let's talk about Cab Motorworks. Yeah. Um, so yeah, a lot of these main manufacturers aren't really coming out with cool new e-bikes. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know. I just feel like the innovation is kind of slowed. Like you look at Juiced with their Hyper Scrambler 2 with the double batteries. Awesome. Year old. Grizzly, badass. Double batteries. Really cool looking. Year old. Let's come out with some new stuff. Let's come out with a uh let's come out with some new stuff. You know what I'd love to see? One of the big manufacturers coming out with a recumbent, right? A recumbent bike. Um with either two wheels or three wheels or four wheels. Those are just so badass. I want to get one. Problem is to get a decent one because you're talking about so many wheels and so much, so many different things. They're like, you got to spend at least 4 grand. I just don't have that right now. Um, yeah, BMX style beat bikes with high power. If you guys ever seen the Zeus bikes? They're really cool looking, but I can tell you right now, like the Zeus 1100 watt. I rode one. I did a review on it. And that's how much are those? But I can tell you right now that the um, the Juice Rip Racer is way more powerful than the 1100 by um, by Zeus. Just dwarfs it. The bike, I rode one. It's just not very fast, people. It's almost $3,000 for the Zeus 1100, and the torque is like non-existent. A little girl could run faster than you until it hits about 10 miles an hour, and then it kind of goes. But there's just no power. It's so boring. Kids would love them. Yeah, that's for sure. So, yeah, I think the fat tire BMX with the Rip Racer, they kind of hit an interesting sweet spot in the market that nobody's really hit. Other than like zoos, you kind of struggle to find like the BMX style bikes, but to have a pretty powerful 750 watt and have fat tires, it can go anywhere. It's just pretty cool. So I'm a big fan. I like it. I tried to get a discount code. They're like the hardest company to get a freaking discount code from, but hopefully, um, they use a more powerful Mac motor. Okay, interesting. Yeah, their motors are pretty freaking powerful. I'd say I've only the first e-bike I've ever ridden or owned from Juiced, and I'm freaking impressed. Um, the other thing is they sent the bike and it came with a kink in the brake cable from the front brake to the brake caliper. It was like kinked. The wire was kinked, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm screwed. But then I realized it has hydraulic disc brakes, so it's not as big of a deal because it's not really a cable; it's just fluid running through it. But anyway, I called them up, and then they 2 days later sent me a new brake handle, a new wire, and new brake, an entire new brake component for free. And they gave me $50 on their website, and I bought a wireless remote alarm for my Eagle. That's pretty cool. So they really took care of me. Um, Anybody else have any questions? Um, so yeah, the have you guys has any of you guys ever ridden? So here's my thing. I'm 49 years old. For those of you that don't know, I have bad knees, right? Really bad knees. Whenever I play any kind of sport, I have to wear like a knee brace, right? And so they're just like rickety. My knees actually pop out of joint. Sometimes I have to push my kneecap back. It's from when I was a kid. I played soccer all the time, and I screwed my knees up. Anyway, I would love to get a freaking one wheel. You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ. And then Chad, one of my supporters, cool guy on LAE Skate. I actually mentioned him in my last video. He's 52 and he has a electric unicycle. And then Tony, who I've also ridden with, he has a Grizzly. He's I think 70, and he just bought an electric unicycle. I'd love to try one or a one wheel, but I just don't think I have the freaking knees. Have any of you guys that are over 40 bought either of those? And if you're still talking to me, you're still alive, but maybe you're not in traction. I'd love to hear about it. I know Shreddy McSkate. Um, I'm not going to reveal his age, but I will say that he's a little older than the average person might think. Um, he's not in his 30s. I'll put it that way. Um, he has a one wheel, and he freaking loves it. Yeah, Windfall, exactly. If you watch one of the biggest videos in this kind of area on YouTube is called like the deadliest personal electric vehicle out there or something, and it's the one wheel. I don't know, but like you just see some of these guys riding around, and they're older guys. How about the freaking electric unicycle? These guys are like ripping down the middle of freaking Main Street in LA or any other big city, and they're freaking riding those things, and they're 50, 60, 70 years old. Really? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's like I'd love to kind of expand or stretch the boundaries of my e-bike focus to like a three wheel, two in the front, one in the back, recumbent, or something like that. Um, I don't know if you guys do this, but before I had any e-bikes, I had a cycle rider. You ever heard of those? Or no, is that what it's called? Cycle rider? It's they have a really powerful cycle board. They have a really powerful electric scooter with two wheels in the front and one in the back. And the thing is like 150 pounds. It's really freaking robust and it's fast as hell. But anyway, you want you to keep making videos. I appreciate it, man. Um, uh, yeah, I appreciate it. Gently moving. It never. I will say one thing. Just how grateful I am of the people. Oh, you're still riding yours, Gita. The grateful I am that every day I get somebody that says they love my videos. I'm like, man, it just feeds me. Um, when I was a kid, I used to make tapes on my ghetto blaster of me interviewing fake people, and then I would actually be the interviewer and the fake person because I always wanted to be like a talk show host because I knew I could like talk about anything and talk to people and ask dumb questions and react and stuff. And so I feel like this is kind of my way of doing that. And I've always wanted a radio show, so this is kind of my way of doing that. Anyway, I appreciate it. See, have you ran anything like with a CYX X1 Pro? Not exactly sure what that is, but G Dub, I can't believe you're 60 and you ride your electric unicycle. All I have to say is you have good knees, buddy. And I know a lot of these electric unicycles don't even have suspension, so it's like I don't know. I've got the voice for radio. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but I've got the enthusiasm for radio. You know what that means when you just said that to me, Rory? That means I don't have the face for for TV. I have the voice for radio. That's like when somebody asks you, like, "What does Debbie look like?" And you're like, "Oh, she's the nicest person. She's not attractive." You know what I mean? So it's just funny. Anyhow, I'm somebody asked me the other day, I think it was Quadzilla, one of my supporters, and he said, "Why do you always yawn?" And I'm like, "Well, first of all, you're commenting on an LA skate ride, and I have to get up at like 7 in the morning on a Saturday to go do those. But for the most part, I just don't get enough sleep. I go to sleep at 1 or 2. I wake up at like 9, and it's just I don't know. I probably for this kind of energy, I think I need like 12 hours. You know what I mean? So that's part of my problem. Let's see who else. Am I able to see participants? So we got Judah, we got Timothy Parker, Rory. Go on and get racing. What are you all about? And thanks for joining Gently Moving. Um, let's see. So yeah, for those that don't know about the cycle board, check that out. It's cycleboard.com. I returned it because you have to lean like a surfboard kind of or a skateboard, and it screwed up my knees. So you know what I mean. You like all my videos? I love that. Thank you so much. Um, I like the group and buddy rides for sure. Seems to give you more stuff to discuss and helps keep. Okay, actually, I'm right. I'm actually going back in time. Sorry about that. If you don't mind me asking, what field is your day job in? I have you pegged as a trader or something. I actually spent like 4 or 5 grand about 6 months ago. Learned everything there is to know about trading. Made money, lost money, made money, lost money. Rode the, the Tesla wave. rode the what do you call those? The the funds where you're betting on an entire market. I can't remember the and I lost all my money, and I'm like, you know what? It's freaking gambling at the end of the day. So anyway, um, I'm a marketer. I do marketing. I used to work at PR agencies, and then for the last 10, 12 years, I've been doing website content, brochures, articles, press releases, white papers. I do the content, and then I'm also a brand positioning specialist. I do help companies develop their elevator pitch, key messages, that kind of thing. He's letting you use high bike mid drive. Wow, mid drives are something, man. All I have to say is be real careful that you lean forward when you do a mid drive. They're pretty freaking powerful. But yeah, day trader. Maybe the trader is because you got to freaking talk shit. You know, you got to convince people to use their money. So maybe that's why you think I'm a trader. Um, you know what sucks? I know some of you folks, Rory, for example, are in the UK, Europe, and there's like this restriction on the size of your motors to like 250 watt, and in Canada it's like 500 watt. That's just sad. Like really, like that's just bullshit. Like I don't understand. I'd almost move to the United States for that because I have a 7,000 watt motor bike, and just the power and the excitement is just unbelievable. But I will say, I ride that beast, right? And a lot of people ride Surrons and whatnot. But how many of them have motorcycle licenses? That's the question. I actually have a motorcycle license, a full motorcycle license. So I'm wondering, the more Surround's whipping down the street. Yeah, that's true. I hope not, Timothy. I hope not. Um, or I'll have to move to like Madagascar or something. But anyway, yeah, how many of them have motorcycle licenses? That's what I want to know because a lot of these people in LA used to get rides that ride the really powerful bikes. We're riding in bike lanes and they're riding in the middle of two lanes. They're riding in the wrong direction. They're riding around people in the wrong direction to pass people. It's just, have you ever ridden a freaking motorcycle before? Like, get some freaking decorum. You know what I mean? Yeah, our speed limit, yeah, our power minimum, yeah, our power limit is so freaking high anyway. But you guys heard of a year ago when Simon Cowell broke his back? I mean, the guys that Cab Motorworks actually got contacted because people thought they bought the bike from him, from them, which he didn't. It was a different one, but I think it was like a 15,000 watt e-bike, and that guy can't freaking handle it. You know what I mean? Like, what a dingbat. Uh, we have to buy a more powerful motor and put a 250-watt sticker on it. Yeah, I mean, Chris Shaver, he's got the website Shaver Films, Shawver, and he he's got a, what do you call it, Huck Cycle Stinger, which has like 3,000 watt motor, 5,000 peak, 50 miles an hour, and he put like a 750 watt class 3 bike sticker on it that I think Shreddy McSkate gave it to him. Come on. I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna believe that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I'd break the law too if it was constricted like that. I mean, that's just too damn slow. Who the hell's gonna do that? You know what I mean? So, uh, any bikes under $2,000 that you guys think I should buy and review? Because I still have a couple bikes I'm trying to sell. Um, I have the Ride One Up Core 5, trying to sell that. I have a road bike from it's called the Tommaso. Uh, I'm trying to sell that, and then I might actually sell my V Volt. So I've got some money coming. A throttle is illegal in Massachusetts where I am, so I'm breaking the law daily. Really? I thought the United States had like blanket laws, federal. You can't have a throttle. Really? Man, I don't know, people. It's just, you know what it is, and I would be all for it. If you have an e-bike over 1,500 watts, you have to have a motorcycle license. Country would get more money. The states will get more money. People would be safer, at least, have the skills or the knowledge to be safer. Um, so, at the end of the day, I think if you're riding something powerful, you should have a freaking motorcycle license. And it's pretty evident to me that a lot of the people that ride the LA skate rides do not. And they're just kind of like clueless. You know what I mean? It's nuts. So, Yeah, I'm gonna. I respect Sawyer. I like the concept of LAE skate, but I am gonna kind of branch out a little bit and see what else is out there. Um, I keep to cycleways. Yeah. You haven't seen doing. I'm not seeing doing. Yeah, exactly. Um, I like the feel of technology we use now. Waste electricity more. Need more amp hours. Yeah. I mean, e-bikes really, at the end of the day, come down to how long you can ride them for. Like if you remember the the one wheel, the first one they had, um, only went like 20 miles, and people would have to like figure out where the rides are they want to go on before they in, so they knew that they and figure out how far they are so they could turn back in time. You know what I mean? Like to have an e-bike that only goes like 15, 20, 25 miles is just not enough. You know what I mean? You want to be able to explore, go to places you haven't been, go up high hills, not have to turn around, And a lot of these e-bikes today at like 10 to 15% left battery, the bike's almost dead. I can tell you when Super 73, my R got to like 9% left, it was dead. It wouldn't move anymore. So, you know what I mean? I think, every bike today that's over 1,500 bucks should come with a 52 volt, and you shouldn't sell a bike with less than 15 amp hours. That's my thought. But I know they're trying to appeal to the masses and they're trying to sell, cheap bikes. I'm interested in that electric XP. And let's see, what has it got? What kind of the new one? Is that a 52 volt? It's got 248 volts. Yeah, I mean, it's like, why not have 252 volts? Like, really? Have you guys seen the size of the freaking battery on the Rip Racer? It's freaking nuts. It's huge. It's only 15 amp hours, but just the thing itself is just massive. So hey, hey Louie, hey Camp Fussle, thanks for joining. We're just kind of talking smack. California law says nothing more powerful than 750. Yeah, I mean, true, but I mean, I've ridden my 7,000 watt on the roads all the time, and as long as I don't go over like 30 in the bike lane, nobody bothers me. You know what I mean? My 52 volt 20 amp hour on the 1,000 watt mid drive is plenty, and I'm sure the mid drive uses less power. Yeah, I mean, wow, 1,000 watt mid drive, 52 volt 21 amp hour. You're going for a long ways, and you got a lot of power on that. Uh, no more than ability of 20 miles per hour. Yeah, 20 miles per hour is just not fast enough. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you guys saw one of my videos where I talked about, this is a shift in topic, transition, where I talked about derailleurs. So e-bikes that have gears, um, there's so many different like Shimano derailleurs out there. For those that don't know, I'm sure you all know, but for those that don't know, the derailleur is the component that actually shifts the chain from gear to gear. And most bikes, the Himaways, for example, and a lot of other bikes that are cheap, come with the bottom of the barrel derailleur. The um, what do you call it? The Altus, Shimano Altus, and it's just crap. I think a lot of bikes, need to have a better derailleur. But to me, it seems like the an e-bike, if it's got gears, people still think that it comes down to the battery and it comes down to the motor. But if you're going to ever pedal it, I think it comes down to the derailleur. Just like regular road bikes comes down to the derailleur. You got to have a good derailleur. If your derailleur's shit, you're going to be grinding gears. It's going to be skipping gears. You have to like tune it all the time. So I don't know. I'm just fed up with bikes that have shitty derailleur. That's all I'm trying to say. Yep, going to Seaside, going back down. Let's see, freaking e-bike podcast. So we can freaking e-bike podcast. I actually did a a podcast, and I did like 5 episodes, and it's just too much. You know what I mean? I'm posting everywhere. I'm doing Instagram, I'm doing Facebook, I'm doing YouTube. It's too much. So I'm not gonna do one. Opinion gearbox bike. Nope, never heard of it. I don't make the law, and I don't like it. Yep, me neither. How's the derailleur on the AR? The aerial rider? I'm not sure, but I can tell you that um, too many bikes have crappy derailleurs, and it really makes for just a shitty experience. I'll leave it at that. Um, Area rider. So it's amazing to me. Even like Himalaya Cruiser, right? The Himalaya bikes. They just came out with like a Zebra and some other ones that have like suspension and they're really good looking and high end. They still have the Shimano Altus. Just crap. It's like unbelievable. I'm sorry. So G Dub, what do you got? The Cruiser? I owned a Cruiser, and uh, I've never ridden an aerial rider ever. Um, but let's see what it's got. Let's just look at like the aerial rider, 52 volt. Let's see what it's got. Da, 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 da. Full suspension. It's not going to tell you. It almost never tells you when it has a crappy derailleur. It doesn't tell you. It might not even have gears. Anyway, gearing 7 speed. Okay, Shimano Altus. Okay, perfect example. The area rider 52 volt, right? It's $3,300. $3,300. It has the shittiest derailleur on the market, basically. Uh, I think the tourney is down there at the bottom as well. But the Shimano Altus, it's like really. Or am I looking at the Grizzly? I may be looking at the Grizzly. Anyway, one of those. The Grizzly, $3,300 has the Shimano Altus. It's just like really, come on. I leave my airline in a high gear all the time. Yeah, I would too. Yamaha Motors. Uh, Yamaha Motors. Is that what? Wait, Yamaha Motors for e-bikes? I'd never heard of a Yamaha motor for an e-bike, so that's interesting to me. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I'm talking about the Grizzly. Talking about the Grizzly. I looked at the Area Rider, uh, 52 volt, but apparently I clicked on the Grizzly. So 3,300 bucks, and it has a Shimano Altus. It's like really. Let's see. All right, yeah. I tell you, and let me ask a couple questions here. Well, I got you guys. Any other types of videos and look at like the instruction or the informational, right? I like to be infotainment, right? I'm doing a lot of entertainment and a lot of informational, but I like to do some like educational. Anything about I've already done some stuff on batteries. I did a talk on derailleurs. I did mid drive versus hub drive. Um, anything else? I can't really talk about controllers. I'm not really that guy, but different brake systems, you know, uh, gearing. I'm not sure what else, but let me know. Would you be interested in some repair vids, upkeep vids? So I did one on how to keep your mechanical or hydraulic disc brakes from grinding or rubbing. Fixing flats. I did one. Hopefully you've looked at my video, Timothy, on how to fix a flat without taking the tire off. Maintenance, yeah. Um, Part of the problem is I don't know how to do a lot of maintenance. um, my bikes just come and go. You know what I mean? I have so many bikes coming and going. I don't really have them long enough half the time. Um, so you like when I check out other bikes? Yeah. I actually brought yeah, upgrade videos, but you have to upgrade some. I haven't really upgraded much stuff. Bike repair for dummies. So I'll look into those kinds of things. I appreciate those thoughts. Um, uh, I like when I check out other bikes too. I actually took my second camera on a little, selfie stick to that last LA East Skate ride, and I was going to do like some check out some bikes, but everything was a freaking Suron. I saw one Onyx, the rest were Suron, a couple electric, and then the guy with the scooter and the guy with the razor. That's it. You know what I mean? On the bike hand, I'll take your elbows. Yeah, I think I told you. There's a guy named God, what the hell's his name? Kadeem Smith, and he used to work for Ben's Bikes out here in Newbury Park. I'm not a big fan of Ben, but anyway, he used to work for them, and he took my Eagle, and he was going to fix my brakes or bleed my brakes because there was too much give, too much play in the brake handles, and then I would come to pick it up the next day and they're fixed. I'm like, dude, thanks so much for doing the brake bleed. He's like, I didn't do a brake bleed. I just squeezed the handle as far as I could and put a zip tie or a rubber band around it. And then when I let it go the next day, it was fixed. And I'm like, holy crap. It works. Sometimes it reverts back, but for the most part, it works. So yeah. Um, this one dude did a Top Gun parody video that was freaking great. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really the like the parody type. I'm not like an actor. You know what I mean? And I'm really not trying to stretch my brand that far. Really trying to keep it, e-bikes, information, educational, entertainment, right? Um, yeah. So one thing that is surprising to me is I'm going at a really fast pace. Um, Go hate somewhere else, but thanks for looking dumb. Who's that? Who's saying that? Fatty K. Who the hell's that? I heard you put a rubber band on the bike handle to take air bubble. He's right. He's absolutely totally right. I don't know why you're saying that, G-Dub. Anyway, I'm growing at like 220, 230 subscribers a month, but some of these folks are just killing it. I don't understand what maybe I need to be doing differently, more of, less of. Um, do I have to wear a toga? I don't know. Do I have to like ride with a stick on the back that's on fire? I don't know. Let me know. Is there anything I could be doing that's more exciting, more interesting, to kind of up the ante a little bit? I'm always very interested and eager in getting any kind of feedback. Okay, but sweet jumps. Who's doing jumps? Not me. Um, you know what I have learned by watching those downhills? A durability test? Yeah, I mean, on what? I'm not going to ruin one of my bikes. You know what I mean? I've learned how to turn because when you're turning really fast, like that last ride I went on with Adam, you almost go over a freaking cliff. It's scary. So it's all about if you're going to turn left, you put your left pedal up and you lean to the right off the bike, and it freaking helps. So I've been doing a lot of that. Just trying to get to be a better rider. Um, but yeah, if anybody has an electric three-wheel bicycle that's recumbent that wants me to that would let me ride it, I'd be freaking great. I'd be grateful. Um, I make great videos, better than all the content I do. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Um, so let me ask you then. Well, I got you guys. Is it the amount of bikes I bring that to the table that you guys get to see? Is it the humor? Is it the education? Is it the people I ride with? Is it the ability to see other bikes of people I ride with? What is it? Um, Is that only for the ego? No, it's not only for the ego. It's for any kind of bike, even a BMX bike. When you're turning really hard around a corner, lean to the opposite direction, put your pedal up in the direction you're going. Um, it's really your personality and the fact that some knowledge will be dropped randomly as well. Yeah, all right, thanks, man. Commentary on different terrains. Uh, I seem sincere. Thanks, man. This is really nice, people. Um, the Instagram hacker thing that I contacted uh, everything I bring to the table. Thanks, man. I contacted Instagram, and because I had pictures of myself in my Instagram feed, they let me scan my face, and they gave me my channel back after an hour. And I basically told the guy to go to hell. He was actually texting me. I don't know how he got my phone, or he's texting me saying, "Ha ha, I got your freaking Instagram." And he goes, "If you pay me, I'll give it back to you." And I was like, people like you either get cancer or AIDS and die. And I hope that happens to you. And then he's like, "I'm going to kill you." And I said, "Go for it, buddy, you little biatch." And then, because I knew I was going to get my channel back. You deserve way more subscribers than you have, Kevin. Just keep doing what you're doing out there. You diversify things, and that is great. I got to go now, dude. It's 5 a.m. Finish working the 45. Good for you, man. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it, buddy. Um, uh, so yeah, anyway, oh, hey, Splices. How you doing, man? Appreciate you joining. Um, Splices is one of my seminal supporters. He's got a nice channel himself. Check him out. Splices, just like it sounds. And he's got area rider Grizzly, I believe now. Um, and he used to have the area rider, one of the earlier area riders. And um, he um, he was one of my first subscribers. And when I got to 99 subscribers, I remember him saying, whatever he said. He's like congratulating me on getting to 100, and that was like so cool. I appreciate that. So it's cool when people stick around, you know. And I've been watching some of your stuff too. So anyway, I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna hit the road. And have you guys seen? Okay, this is a dumbass question. Wait, let's see. Been seeing a lot of scammers actually, various YouTube channels trying to get folks to pay shipping for a bike, and they're yeah. If you don't have to do that, yeah, I appreciate that, Splices. But yeah, I want people to check out your channel. You seem like a really legit guy, pretty easygoing guy, and I appreciate support. Anyway, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? How do I get to ride all these bikes? Um, whenever I go on group rides, I ask people if I can ride their bike. Frankly, people ask me if I can, if I want to ride their bikes. Um, I go to, like I went to Pedigo, for example, and I rode three of their bikes. I just asked if I could. I went to a Trek dealership and I'm like, hey, could I ride the Trek Rail 9? They let me. Um, uh, I've had 10 e-bikes sent to me through manufacturers, and I've bought like 10 bikes. So right there, it's like 40 almost right there. You know what I mean? So that's how I get to ride a lot of them. And then I let occasionally people ride my bike and they love it, and then they let me ride their bike. You know, so um, and I have a lot of friends with bikes, like um, yeah, a lot of friends with bikes. So there you have it. Good night. Yeah, take care, Martin. Good to see you, man. Thanks for putting out your video on the LA skate ride. I watched it. It was good stuff, man. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. Any other questions? One or two last questions or comments, and we're gonna call it a night. I appreciate y'all joining. It means a lot, and appreciate all the support. Appreciate the feedback, and Camp Fussell. I don't think I've heard from you, have I? Oh yeah, you did. Okay. Yeah, just one time. Anything else? Camp Fussell. Uh, Fatty. Fuddy. Is it Fatty or Fuddy or Fadai or Fadai? I don't know. Pronunciation is what it's all about, people. You know, my name is really the Frikan Shredder. Did you know that? So I just go by freaking Shredder because everybody thinks it's that. Um, I would love to get a Vector Typhoon. Yeah, they look pretty cool. But shipping from I've looked at those too. But yeah, you don't want something from Germany because you want it to be fixed. You want it to be able to be fixed, and you don't want something that's, you know, the manufacturer's like across the pond. What do I think of those speed tunes on the Bosch motors? Speed tunes. The Bosch motors they all seem to be 250 watt, no power. I don't know if that's what you're getting at. Um, watch out for them Ninja Turtles. Uh, sounds like fatty, fatty. Yeah. All right. Well, I apologize if I'm saying it wrong, but it was just fun to play with. Um, damn, I see every Rory Powell. Yeah, Rory Powell. If you look at, I look at a lot of like my fellow YouTubers' videos, and he's on everything too. He goes everywhere. He's everywhere. Um, it's just nuts. Yeah, they're tuners aftermarket. Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Thanks, Ron Dog. Appreciate you joining. Uh, Can't fuss on 56-year-old curmudgeon who stumbled across your videos while researching on my next e-bike to buy. I enjoy your content. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Do you have an e-bike? What e-bike do you have, Camp Fussell? Um, have you guys ever ridden? And I swear to God, I don't get paid anything from Aventon. But have you guys ever ridden an Aventon bike? My opinion, for the money, for the quality, for the components, for the power, and the style, there's no better e-bike out there than an Aventon bike. And I've asked them so many times if they would let me test ride stuff. And they're just not into it, I guess. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah, an ARX class. Okay. Yeah, the Z1 is just too small. Has you guys ever ridden the Super 73 Z1? It's like riding a 2x4, and it's like tiny. You feel like you're like a giant in a phone booth. You know, it's just too small. Um, Night Shredder ride and say, yeah, you too, G Dub. Thanks, man. Do you guys realize that I have 4% of my subscribers are women, or not subscribers, viewers are women, which is unbelievable. I always say man. Maybe I shouldn't. And did you know that 13% of my viewers watch me in subtitles? Really? Doesn't come across that way, right? And and I use a lot of slang and stuff, so I don't even know if if the words come across the way they're supposed to. What's the fastest you guys have ever gone on an e-bike? I've had motorcycles, so that's different, but on an e-bike, on some Surons, I think I went 55, maybe 60. Um, uh, 34, yeah, that's not fast enough. Um, Tom Segura. Oh, I love Tom Segura. My wife and I went to see him in where the hell is it? In Santa Ynez Valley, at Chumash. We went to go see him. I love him. Um, wow, you think I sound like Tom Segura? Yeah, he's good people. I wish I had his money. I'd be happy with that. With 38 and slate downhill on Apollo, yeah, yeah, yeah. How's it different riding in those speeds? You got to be real careful you don't hit a pothole. You got to be real careful going around turns. You got to go really wide. 65, yeah, that's just too much. And you just got to be really careful that you're leaning more than turning when you're going fast. I wouldn't want to go that fast on like something unless it's a good bike. You know what I mean? If it was a bike I'd never heard of, like no way. It's got to be a good bike. Um, Braking takes a while at those speeds. Yeah, you'd almost want to have um, hydraulic disc brakes with regen, where you just barely touch the brake and it slows you down. Because braking at that speed, you're going to be ruining your brakes and you're going to be skidding, and it takes forever. You know what I mean? That's crazy. So anyway, last question. Any other thoughts? Appreciate everybody joining. Um, any ideas for any videos? Let's just see if there's anything else. Ron Dog, what say you, buddy? Anybody got any thoughts, questions? If it doesn't have a suspension, yeah, yeah. Have a good night, man. Good to see you live again. Thanks so much, Timothy. Uh, how to pick up chicks on an e-bike? It's kind of tough if they're small. Then it's almost like the Navy SEALs when they're on those pontoon boats. You got to lean over and like scoop them up. So it's like you want to lean over and like grab them, but you want to be careful that you don't hurt your back. That's how you pick up chicks on an e-bike. Uh, you don't want to hit potholes on a freaking e-bike, people. Uh, you enjoy when Shava and I get together? Yeah, we were supposed to get together last week, but they were having fires in Laguna Niguel, and he's down there at like near Laguna Hills. That's like we had to cancel. Anyway, I think that's going to do it, people. Thanks for watching. Big fan of yours. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate your support. Appreciate the love. I'm going to continue to grow. Continue to bring stuff to you. Thanks so much. Dr. Shredder. Yeah, that's right. You contacted me on Insta, right? Hit me up on Insta again, and let's hook up because I go down every few weeks to see my mom. So I'd love to hook up. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. 2 recons. God bless you, man. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'd love to. Peace out. Thanks for watching, everybody.